to Education, Leadership, and Beyond, Surviving and Thriving. My name is Andrew Murata, host of the show, and happy Saturday morning to everybody. Thanks to our live viewing audience tuning in this morning, proud member of the Education Podcast Network, Voice Ed Radio Canada, wherever you're taking in your podcast. Good morning, happy summer, happy June, and thanks for tuning in. Leave a positive comment, leave a positive review today, and I would appreciate that. We are going to meet Dr. Marcus Belin from Illinois. When you think leadership, I'm telling you, we were just chatting off air. I mean, he is involved in so many leadership roles in all of his organizations. And it says a lot about him and his journey and his leadership. So we are going to meet Marcus in just a moment. I appreciate, Marcus, the flexibility of us trying to get this scheduled, and two busy leaders with three children and a wife and a family and all those things. But it's important that we continue to grow and promote leadership, promote education. So we'll meet Marcus in just a moment. A quick word from IXL. They are our sponsor today, and we appreciate them. End of the year school, you have that whole year, all the IXL sessions those kids have done. You now have that data to help you out. I'd like to thank IXL for sponsoring today's podcast. Over 1 million teachers use IXL in their classroom every day. IXL is the most widely used online learning and teaching platform K through 12. It empowers schools with complete curriculum, thousands of instructional resources, robust reporting, assessment data, and more. It saves teachers a lot of valuable time with ready-made plans aligned to the standards and the textbooks. Built-in engagement tools like custom competitions make learning fun for students. And IXL's diagnostic is research proven to be a strong predictor of performance on standardized assessments. And the best part, everything I just mentioned is all integrated into one platform, so you can simplify your EdTech tools. Visit IXL.com to lead your students towards data-driven excellence today. The link is in the show notes. And again, appreciate IXL sponsoring today's podcast. All right, friends, let's get rolling. It is Saturday morning, June 13th. Summer is here. And our opening concept, 3 things for your summer leadership. This summer, I will. This summer, I will. We all have goals and things that we want to accomplish. But what is that for you? What is that thing that you want to do personally, professionally, wellness, health, travel? What is that thing? Here's 3 tips for you to make that happen. Okay. Number 1 is, what is it that you really want? Sit down early, get a cup of coffee, and sit down. What is it that you really want? Personally, professionally, the goals you have in your life, write them down. Write down a bunch of things. Continue to brainstorm and write them down. Number 2, do your habits match those goals? If you say, I want to be a weightlifting champion, but your habit of going in the weight room is not there. I want to run a marathon, but you don't run. Does the habit match the goal? And do the goals dictate the habits? If you want to go run that marathon, the habit of you starting to run, it's going to build itself. The habits build the goals build the habits. And number 3, are you blocking the time? We all have the phone. We all have a Google Doc. We all have our Google Calendar and a calendar book. Are you blocking the time right now to make these things happen? So number 1, write it down. What is it that you really want? Number 2, do your habits match the goals? Do the goals dictate the habits? And number 3, block that time out to accomplish those things that you want to in your life. Bam. Here he is from Illinois, bright and early. Marcus, Dr. Belin, welcome to the program.
What's going on? Good morning. How are you?
Good. Marcus, grateful to you for changing and scheduling and redirecting. And here we are, early Saturday morning, Central Time for you. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah. Awesome. What would be happening right now in the Belin household with your beautiful family, Malia, Mackenzie, Makai, and your beautiful wife, Monique? What would be happening in your house right now if you're not on a podcast?
If I'm not on the podcast, low key, I'm either working. If you notice, I'm in the basement, right? I try to keep house sleeping as long as possible, like silence, and me being able to take care of me in the morning. I'm a very early riser. I love it. Right now, the house is sleeping. Even the dog Milo, he looked at me in the cage when I came downstairs and was like, "Bro, not this morning." We went
Okay.
we went on a 5 mile walk yesterday, so he probably still trying to recover. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Well, good. And then the family's going to get up. You got plans this weekend? You got plans today?
So my daughters, man, love them to death. They are in all-star cheer.
Mm.
Know that world. It is a cash cow, and it is taking all of it. So my wife and I, we actually work with some friends doing some booster groups that go to different venues to work, concession stands and this and the money that we get either from tips and working hourly for that money goes directly to paying for their travel, everything, travel, uniforms, gym fees, all of the stuff. So that's what I'm doing today. We just finished a 12-hour shift yesterday at Summer Smash
Wow.
20 Chicago. And as soon as I'm done with this, I'm hopping in the car to go back to the city of Chicago to knock out another 14-hour shift with her, and some friends. And then Sunday is the day of rest. My kids, I hope they're self-sufficient. They will have no tomorrow.
Yeah. Friends,
Yeah.
this is Marcus Belin, the principal, the distinguished principal of Huntley High School, Huntley, Illinois, and the 2025 Illinois Principal of the Year.
Yes.
Marcus, I mentioned about the leadership. Let's start there. I mean, what an
Yep.
accomplishment. Congratulations. What did that mean
Thank
for
you.
you and your family?
Um, Well, the first thing I would say is I am super humbled by it. My kids, my wife, my family in general, my mom are the people who really continue to fill my tank and allow me to do it other people's children. I also get to work alongside an incredible staff in our district of Huntley, both in the district as well as in my building. So, this award, while it's amazing and humbling to be able to be recognized for the work that happens, man. It's not just uh, supporting a ton of people, but there's a ton of people who are supporting my journey, and it was real when my kids. It was funny because I've served as president of the Illinois Principals Association, so I knew the timelines of like all the awards and stuff, and so they had to I felt like they changed some things in order for me to make it happen, and kind of surprised me with it, man. So because I was on to if things kind of popped up that just didn't seem right, but man, it's humble for sure.
Marcus, if they said, "Hey, he won the award because of this, or his school accomplished this," what are some highlights? And again, I know you don't want to say, "Well, I did this and I did that." I get it, but there's definitely been some growth. There's definitely been some highlights on your journey.
Yeah.
What are some things that you would want to share from that?
I really think it started early in my journey. I had already kind of created a network of people along the way because I'm always looking for people that I can just learn and grow from. And I don't care if you're standing in line at a gas station and we spark a 30-second conversation. Like if that's a growth opportunity, let's go. Um, but that path, man, I started when I was at Huntley and I was 29. Taking on a very large school on the northwest side of Chicago, or northwest Chicago, 3,000 kids, man. I didn't know. Didn't know how to be a principal. And so I just started doing things that really were centered around kids, their growth, their development, their leadership, their opportunities, and then really just mobilized people to help, as we believe, rethink education, rethink kids. And so we did a lot of out of the box kind of things in my time where people are just like, this dude is crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy about kids and about our next generation, and I get to be a part of that journey. And so I think those are the overarching right theme when you talk about how did I get to that point. It's really mobilizing people around the common thing of our kids.
Yeah, well said there. Believing in the kids and making it happen. Marcus, 8 years later, you've been at Huntley since 2018. 8 years
Yeah.
later, when you look back at that 29-year-old guy, what are some
Who?
things that you've learned now to say, hey, you should have been doing this or you should have been thinking like this? 8 years later, what are some growth points for you in that leadership role?
Um, I'm gonna take a different spin to that because when you ask the question like, what would what would you think or what do or think differently? I think it would be at 29, if I could think the way that I am right now. I mean, anybody would say that with just knowledge and over time. Man, I obviously a whole different version of Huntley because we would be at a whole nother level of craziness and opportunities for our kids. Um, I I think the journey that has got me here, even and I'm glad I thought the way that I did back then, uh, because I felt like there was a progression, right? You get into the role of a school leader, and you feel like you got to do these things, and like there's some type of hidden script of what it means to be a principal, what it means to walk into the office, right? Like I started work with quarter zips, button ups, and the little tie with the fat knot, right? I'd walk in, man, just nice and clean, ready to go, school logo rocking, all the things. I did that for a year. I changed my look. I wear J's, I wear some golf pants. I don't even get a chance to go golfing, but the pants just look cool. So I wear them. And then just a polo because I don't know what's gonna happen on a day-to-day basis. And I'm just ready to go. But my days become my running shoes, my dress shoes, my everything shoes. Um, it's a way to relate to kids. And I think I would have what I've learned and what I've grown over time is like I can't worry about the, the look of principal, the look of the school leader, right? Like every day is a day to get down to business and like figure out like what's next, what can we do? Because we only have so many opportunities with our kids. And time is limited and we can't waste it on just the things that don't really move the needle, right? So we got to focus on that. I think that's what got at that point.
Nice. Nice. Marcus, I want to give a shout out to Bill Harris, our school board member at my school, Port Jervis Schools. He's a big fan of all things Port Jervis. Thank you for tuning in, Bill. Marcus, I mentioned in the opening segment about you involved. You're not just the principal at Huntley. There's one
Yeah.
leadership position, but you're the president of the Illinois, or you've been the president of the Illinois Principals. You're the president of elect of NASSP. You're an award winning 2021 National Digital Principal of the Year. Everywhere you are, you're not just there, you're in a leadership role. Tell me
Mm.
about being the presidents of these organizations. I mean, NASSP, Marcus, president.
Yeah.
Congratulations, and tell me
Oh, thank you.
why just not being involved is not enough for you. Why you want to be in the leadership role?
Um, I will say, man, leadership is something that I thrive off of. I don't go into spaces where I find people that I can follow and be like, oh, like the world is full of following, right? When we pick up this cell phone, right, we go to Instagram, we go to TikTok, we go to all these social media accounts, and it's either a thumbs up that you want to like that person or that you want to follow the work that they're doing. That to me is just a space where you get to go see other people's journeys and you get to go see this. And while that's all great, right? Like I don't want to live my life trying to figure out how to fit into another journey or an aspiration of like, oh, I want to do that, or an idolization of the next step. I think for me, it is, I just want to create a journey where I can thrive, where I can love what I do every single day, where my kids can watch me, my own kids. When I say my kids, when I think of all of the kids that I get the ability to serve. My own kids get to see what it's like. My wife and I get to talk about our journey together because she's an educator, as an assistant principal, and just showing up to be there is one thing, but showing up to be there, make a difference, and make some change. Um, really takes it to a whole nother level. You actually get the most out of it. You know that cliche saying where you put into it what, or you get out of it what you put into it, right? Like I want to get a lot out of life. I want to get out a lot out of everything. I'm gonna put my heart, my soul into it. I'm gonna commit myself to it, and if I'm gonna agree to it, I don't want to fail for anybody. I definitely don't want to fail for myself or my family. So it's only one direction I can go, and that is moving into those leadership roles. I've learned a lot. Getting ready to be president of a national organization is like mind blowing to me, because I wouldn't have told you 5 years ago that was going to be a part of my story. And so somebody saw something in me, people saw something in me and said, hey, we want you to be able to do this. And so I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna deliver, and I'm gonna deliver more than I think I can, and let's make it happen.
Marcus, I'm inspired listening to you. I want to do more. I want to be more. But you've mentioned your family multiple times. We talked off air where we are, where we're going. And, I love the saying, your school district doesn't want the rest of you. They want the best of you. Well, your family doesn't want the rest of you. If you're given so much in all these areas, how do you protect yourself, that you can be dad, that you can be husband, Belin, for the family, and you're thriving in that role, not just exhausted getting home?
Yeah, well, I say the Belin family, they are warriors when it comes to just doing life. What drives our family is we got one of those spotlight calendars that sit on the counter, and it's just, when you look at it, you like, how y'all gonna make this happen? It's the community, man. We got people, we got carpools, we got all the things to help us get our kids places. But I'm gonna be if being honest, right? That's all I know how to do, and then being very transparent. I was horrible at this when I started. When I would say when I started when I was 29. I had Malia. She was our first child at 26, right when we got married, and being in that environment, Central Illinois, it was a little bit slower pace, and it was before I got this job here in Huntley, and things were a little better, right? Like, she wasn't involved in a ton of stuff. I mean, she's under the age of 3, right? Like, that's easy. You come home, you feed, you hang out. I could sit and watch sports or sit here at my piano. I DJ, so like I could sit with a child in my arms and so forth. And then as she got bigger and we started adding, things got a little bit more difficult. But I would say that was one of the areas I would say I struggled with becoming a principal at 29. I was trying to figure out life, but I was also trying to figure out how to run a very large building. And there were times where it was just like my work phone, my personal phone, my email was 7 days a week. I felt like we go to dinner, and my work phone and my personal phone would be sitting there. And if my work phone rang, I got up so I can answer it, because we do a lot of after hours work in terms of supporting our kids. Some of the social emotional challenges that they have, some of those breakthroughs happen after hours. And so we've dealt with a lot, and running a big school, we deal with a lot. And so I think over time, I would say probably within the last 2 to 3 years, they started getting involved in stuff. I said, I got to figure out a balance to be able to show up and be there for my kids, man. I coach my kids flag football, coach basketball for them, go to all of the cheer competitions. I announce at the cheer competitions. My kids go. Not only get to go cheer in these arenas, but I actually get to be on the mic and speak to people and hype people up all day who go to cheer competitions. So let's add that to the list. But I just get to really be a part of it by really, again, off into it 100%.
Nice. And you use the word balance. I like the word harmony, right? A lot of times it's out of whack, but still, can we enjoy the journey? Still, can we be engaged? Still, can we smile? You got an amazing smile. You got great energy while doing all of these things. So congrats with that, and good luck today with that. Marcus, the opening comments, or the concept, was about the summer, right? Setting those goals and then trying to make them happen. That you're not sitting there on September 1st saying, gang, right? What's your process to achieve those goals? You have a goal. You said, I want to be the Secretary of Education. I saw that in one of your things, like, wow. What's your process? I mentioned about the summer, about writing it down, building those habits and then blocking the time. What's your process to make those goals happen? And what are some of the things that you're writing down?
The process is that, right, you write it down, you get it out of here, because out of here you'll overthink it, and then you'll start planning and start doing all of these other things that may completely take you off the path of your goal. So write it down. I reflect on it regularly, whether it's a sticky note, whether it's on my mirror in my bathroom, whether it's in my notes in my phone. I always write the things down that it's like, these are the things that matter. And it's not just, I want to do this or I want to get to this point. It is, what are the pieces that matter about it? What is the purpose? What's the why? Why do you want to do it? There's so many other things that we do in the world, but why this? And if I can continue to root it back to my purpose of why I got an education, my purpose of why I'm doing it for my family and why I'm doing it for me, like, then I'm like, okay, cool, I'm on course. And so then it's constant reflection. It is being intentional about taking the time to sit and think in silence. Don't feel like you got to read something or you got to read a book to give you that idea, or don't feel like you got to go talk to a bunch of people. Like, it literally, it silences the background of all thought, right? Like, just quiet, and I guarantee your brain will start to roll into these things that it's been processing day in and day out. It processes millions and trillions of bits of information every single minute, I feel like. And if you sit in silence and if you let your brain and let your mind just wander into those places, you'd be surprised where you show up.
Yeah, I love that, Marcus. John Gordon calls it capture the downloads when you sit in that silence. I like that. Let me capture that, and then you put it down. So, amen to that. One of those things, Marcus, is working with a coach and professionally, and that's one of the things I'd like to share today. Here's a quick little word on that.
Are you looking for high performance leadership coaching? Well, Andrew Murata is your coach. Passion, purpose, and commitment. What are you passionate about? What are you trying to accomplish? And what will you be committed to along the journey with Andrew to get those results that you are looking for? Join PPC Coaching with Andrew today. Are you ready to take your leadership to the next level?
Thank you for that, Marcus. And in terms of that, right, you were the young buck. You were that young kid that someone said, "Hey, you could do this." Now you're kind of looking back. You're still a young guy, but you're still looking back. How do you help identify those young teachers, that young administrator in your building or in your organization, the Illinois principals? You say, "Hey, man, you should think about this." That tap, right? The tap on the shoulder. How do you identify those people, and then how do you help them grow?
I'm very growing up, man, as a little kid, man, I was very vigilant about everything. I grew up in the city of Chicago on the South Side, man, and so I was all looking for stuff, right? Something to get into, something. And one of the biggest things that I loved was becoming a master of the game and the sport of people watching.
Mm.
I could sit. I go to the airport. I travel a lot. I go to airports, man, or I'll go sit outside, man. And I love people watching. Whether it be the man that what they have on is fantastic, like for fashion. For I wonder what's going on. They got a vibe. This is where they go, And so I start to watch people, and I have taken that skill into my internal ethos of like, when I go into a meeting or when I see something, and every time you come in clutch with something, super quiet the entire meeting. I got people like that. They're super quiet the entire meeting, but when they speak, you're like, oh, you have something to say. And then when they say it, you're like, it's really good. And then what I do is I take those small moments and I start downloading them, right? But I also let them know. And when I continually do that, I just say, hey, have you ever thought about, or your voice is valued at the table because da 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 da, fill in the blank. And then it starts to create this momentum where they start to see things that they never thought that they could because somebody is noticing something. So I'm very intentional about making sure that I notice something in you in our interaction, something that's like, man, this is interesting, and how can we grow on that? Because it's all about growth. If we stay stagnant and people who hop into something and they're just like, yep, I got 30 more years, I'm gonna ride it out just like your whole life gonna pass you up, right? So I'm not gonna be selfish. I'm gonna take my energy and what God has given me, and I'm gonna just like cast the net and see who else wants to follow that journey. And wherever your path takes you, let's go.
Yeah, that professional tap there. Well said, Marcus. Marcus, I just put your website in the chat, friends. You can learn a lot about Marcus, the work he's doing, whether it's at NASSP, whether it's at Huntley, whether it's at Illinois Principals. He's there in those leadership positions on all of them. But also Dr. Marcus, and Marcus, it's Belin or Belin? Am I mispronouncing?
Belin.
Belin.
Yeah. I had a best friend who used to they call me Beeline all the time. So it just registers in my head like that's just a normal thing. It is Belin.
Belin.
Yeah.
Well, your website's there. It's fantastic. And in addition to all that you're doing, you also speak professionally. So if you're looking, friends, you need someone for you with a positive message. Marcus is there. I love one of the titles of your talks, Why Wait to Inspire, right? You were that 29-year-old. Tell me about that talk and what it means for you to deliver that talk to different educators and leaders around the country.
Why Wait to Inspire really came around the work of being rooted in your why. People have done a lot of work on it. Simon Sinek, like I can go through a list of people when you talk about your why, and it sounded so cliche for me of like I know why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? But it's as we continue to work through the journey, as we continue to go down, sometimes we lose focus and lose sight of the things that are important to us. Because we get bogged down by the day-to-day stuff, that district office initiative, that next promotion where you're just like, cool, I want to go do this, right? It's more money, the time is different, your family changes. It's all of these factors that continue to pour into why you're doing what you're doing. And so I think in order to not lose the North Star, that compass, being rooted in those things, being rooted in the why you're doing what you're doing, that's going to drive you moving forward. Because I say, once you lose the purpose, once you lose sight of your why, man, you should probably decide to go into something different or do something different because your North Star has now changed. And I'm not saying that change isn't bad. I'm saying that your North Star changes off of the reason we got into it. The reason we became an educator was because of ... fill in the blank, a person, an experience, opportunity, something of that nature got you there. But that has to be stronger than just that moment. You got to root yourself in a purpose, because our kids need it. The other thing I'll say is that the opportunities that we have with our kids, I already told you, like, man, it's minimal, right? Kindergarten through 12th grade is roughly 2,340 days. From the time that they enter the kindergarten to the time they walk across the stage in 12th grade, you have 2,000. Oh, I'm sorry. That's sixth grade to you have 2,340 days. That's it, man. Like that's all we have. 720 in the high school for me. So every day that I don't show up for my kids, every day that I don't walk into the building ready to get my staff hyped up to do what they do, we lose opportunity, and that could be the opportunity that changes a kid's life forever.
I like when you put a number on it. It makes it finite. Like, whoa, I'm out of school today. I'm not there today. Like, I lost one of the 720. That's powerful.
And it's 2,340 days from kindergarten. I remember I had to remember that and get that right. Yes, 2,340 days. Great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, friends, check him out, Dr. Marcus, Belin.com. Great website, Marcus. It looks fantastic, and continued success with all of that. Marcus, the role of principal. We got people that are done with school now. They're in summertime. They're reflecting. Give me 3 things a principal should be doing every day.
First thing, you got to take care of you. That again, the cliche of the airplane and the oxygen mask and putting yours on first before you help somebody else. Yes, it is so true, but you got to live it. And it's one thing to say it. It's one thing to try to make a plan for it, but you really got to live it. I taking care of you and finding those moments. Me, sounds crazy, guys. I do wake up at 4:30 every morning. I work out here in my house. I stopped going to the gym because that's just distracting for me. People come up, Dr. B, I'm trying, focus. So I created that here in my house. I do my daily devotionals every morning and spending time in the Word. I grew up in the church, man, and I live unashamed, and I that is another guiding force for me. So I do my devotionals. I get up here at the house. I stop checking emails and don't. It robs you of your joy because something will rob you of your thoughts and your being before you even get to the workplace. And so creating that habit now when everything is slow, nothing is happening at the school building right now, right? It's summer, everybody's gone, you're not getting a tons of emails. So everything that pops in that inbox at this moment can wait until you get into the office. And so just being really intentional about taking that time. Also finding those moments to be able to reflect, to say, here's what I am going to do. Write down 3 to 5 things that you are like, man, I want to accomplish this summer, and stick to it. Don't make the long list, because you spend more time dibbling and dabbling in the things that you want to do as opposed to becoming a very accomplished person to say, hey, I did this summer, because you only focused on the 3 to 5.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Shout out to MPA Jaguars in the chat there, as well as my friend Kelly Estenez is watching live. Jump in and say hello to Marcus. Throw a question in there if you want. Marcus, anything else you wanted to share before we get to rapid fire? I know you got to cheer. You got to get the stuff today, but anything else you want to say or share?
Man, first off, I appreciate this opportunity and being able to talk about the is that I have had, and I would love to write a book one day. Like, that is the goal. I think that's the next piece of my journey. That's been the goal I've had of mine. I've written after I finished my doctorate. I was like, okay, I want to do something. Want to fill my time with something different. I think the other thing to share, man, is that your journey, you only got one shot at life, right? This isn't you don't get for those gamers out there, you don't get to respawn somewhere and be like, I don't like this, I want to try life somewhere else and try it different. Yes, you can do that physically in life, but like in terms of just the journey, sometimes we miss the life and what it has when we focus so much on the next step, the iteration, the next this. I think it's really just living in the moment, and that these past couple of years have really taught me that. As I transition, NASSP is, as of July 1st, under a new development, really, is the National Principals Association, where we're really focusing on the school leader of the entire spectrum, all the way to 12. So, that release is coming July 1. I'm excited about that. The president, right, and to be able to lead that. So I'm going to really focus in on that moment, and I always tell people, you never know who is watching your journey. It could be an adult, it could be somebody that sees you in a position of leadership or authority, where you have the ability to completely change people's trajectory depending on how carefully you hold that leadership. Go at it with a very lackadaisical mindset, and you're just like, oh, I got this because the paycheck, we ain't getting education for the paycheck, but I got into it because of this or that, and you don't really hold it to the esteem that it needs to be. The journey will see that. Don't waste it. Don't waste a moment. You have a unique opportunity. Somebody called you to be in this place. It is a calling. It is a passion and a profession. And leadership is a journey. So you never know who's watching it. And I'm excited to be on mine, at least.
Yeah, and people are watching you, Marcus, and recognizing what you're doing. You continue to serve in all those roles. Good luck with all of this. Good luck July 1st, NASSP, or now NPA. Is it going to be called NPA? Okay. All right. July 1st, president. So Dr. Belin, good luck with all of that. Marcus, let's get to rapid fire. These are quick questions. This is like end of the game, Chicago Bulls. Here we go. Quick answers. Are you ready?
It's like the Knicks and Spurs, a little tip in to win the game. No,
Could somebody box out? I'm happy my Knicks 3-1,
I,
baby. But could somebody box out? Everybody's just like
fundamentals, man, the fundamentals. But hey, it sent the world into a frenzy. But let's go. We can talk.
box out fundamentals. All right, here we go. Last movie you saw.
Project Hail Mary. Yeah.
Okay. Last concert you went to.
Last night working at SeatGeek, man, it was a rap hip hop concert. Actually, I'll say it for me. The last concert that I actually attended and went to was Forrest Frank, in Milwaukee. Yeah.
How was he? He was at the Garden the other night.
Again, I tell you, I'm so connected to my faith and spiritually in the walk.
Yeah.
To see kids, to see thousands of people in an arena in full worship and just it is completely changing the generation. You can go to any concert, social media, all of the things, man. It can there's so many vices of the world. In this moment, it was just purity and honesty, and kids and adults being in a space that was just it was mind-blowing. It was the best 3.5 hours of sitting in an arena I've ever had in my life.
Wow, he's fantastic. Yeah. And you saw he's part of my presentation. Today's going to be a good day. Those positive affirmations. Beautiful. Last song you sang out loud in the car.
Any Forrest Frank song. That's all we play in our car.
Nice.
All we played. So Your Way's Better was the last one.
Nice. Huntley, Illinois is fill in the blank.
Huntley, Illinois is growing. It's not a small town.
Your favorite vacation spot?
Favorite vacation spot. We've taken cruises, and the cruise gives you multiple locations. So I'm gonna just say the cruise ship itself.
They like the Belin family likes the cruise ship.
Yeah, we've done the cruise. We've taken a pause. I think the Poop Cruise on Netflix, the series. I think my wife was like, "Yeah, we're gonna take a pause for a while." I know, dude. Yeah, that was it.
Okay, you are near Chicago. You're in Chicago a lot. I mean, New York's a great food city, but Chicago is a great food city. What's your favorite dish?
Yeah. My wife's baked macaroni and cheese is my favorite dish. I go to any city and you can get food and eat all day, but baked macaroni, yes.
Get a little crunch on top.
Oh yeah, not the breadcrumbs. Who does that? It just he's in there. You put it in the oven enough and just let it like crust over a little bit. That's the crunch you need.
If money was no object, what's your favorite hobby?
For me personally, it'd be traveling the world. If money was no issue, I think the other thing would be to create learning spaces and opportunities for kids to be, whether it be in a think tank or like one of those incubator type places, right, where kids can grow and connect and learn. I'd create those all over the world.
Beautiful. You're in Illinois. A lot of options here. Who's your sports team? Who's your team?
I was a 90s Bulls guy back in the Jordan era. The Bulls always been there for me. I would say the Bears right now, but we kind of in flux because of this whole stadium situation. They better not go to Indiana.
It sounds like it's happening.
Don't tell me about it, because right now I can hop on the train and be to Arlington Heights in about 30 minutes. Like that's easy in, easy out, and get home. Me trying to go to Indiana? No way. But the Bears, man, I love watching the Bears.
Beautiful, beautiful. One thing you're curious about?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm actually curious about I'm really curious about how we change the educational landscape at the federal level or to work at the local level. I hated policy. That was one of the worst classes I took in my bachelor's degree was policy. And now I'm like thriving off of it, want to learn more about it, because we need another iteration of how people see schools and how people see schools in every community, and our kids and our staff. I'm ready to like hop on that, really change it, but figuring out what's the tactical insertion point to be able to do that.
National Secretary of Education right here is going to be the future secretary. Oh, there goes my earbud. Dr. Marcus Belin, future, again, that's one of his goals there. But Marcus, you did fantastic today. I wish you the best with you and your family. Give me a quote. What's a quote that resonates with you as we end the show?
A quote, I guess, really that comes from me. If not you, then who? You get the ability. Somebody put you in the seat to be able to lead, to be able to speak to people, to be able to change what's around you, to change anything, whether it be in your school building. If you're a district leader, you have one of your school board members on. You shout out to school board. Y'all got some tough jobs that you sign, like, you get to do that. Okay, just remember, you don't have to, get to. And I think that would be the other thing, is that you get to do what you want to do. So if you're gonna do it, man, step up to the plate. Take a swing at everything you can, even if you miss. Life is too short for us to have repeat and redo moments, right? Just recreate new moments. And if you do something better and make the world better. And just remember, humanity is key to everything. Treat people as human beings. There's so much negativity in the world, but if you had a power to be able to change the environment around you, you step into that space with positivity, man, go ahead and do it.
Dr. Marcus Belin, everyone. Congratulations, Marcus. Great show, my friend.
Thank you.
Best to your family. Got all the M's. Everybody's an M, like Murata. That's why you and I could be connected. I got an M. Monique, Malia, Mackenzie, and Makai. God bless the Belin family. Marcus, you're a great leader. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right. Keep surviving and thriving, friends. Have a great weekend. And like Dr. Belin said, let's go out and make a positive impact on the world and continue to survive and thrive.